What's up, everyone? I'm the Classic Rocker, and tonight we are back with some more Fortnite ranked reload until we get to Unreal. We are going to be working through testing HIDUSBF, I think it's what it's called, and cycling through 250 all the way up to 8,000 hertz so that we can see if changing the polling rate is going to give us better playmaking ability, essentially. So what I've noticed so far with changing the polling rate is it feels like the higher the polling rate, the more responsive and the more fine-tuned I can make things. I'm trying to find a way to explain this, and this is why I'm trying to fumble through it, because it's such a hard thing to explain. But I'm trying to fine-tune things, or it gives you the ability to fine-tune things at the expense of maybe some tightness, because it's like it feels looser the higher that you get the polling rate on it, but it's also more accurate. So as I play, I'll try to explain it as I go along, because I'm trying to think of it right now, but it's not going to compute until I actually start playing it. So the lower the polling rate, the tighter it feels. The higher the polling rate, the looser it feels. But then you also have the ability to kind of keep the screen flatter. So it's like I can see more of what's actually happening with the opponent, the higher the polling rate is, but sometimes it's too wiggly or too loose. So I've made some adjustments to try and compensate for that extra movement. And this is the result right here. So we're going to see as we cycle through if I've done something good with this, or if this is going to be just something that is just a gimmick. It's not going to really affect things that much. But I feel like it has the ability to give people the option and the flexibility to change the way that their controller feels in terms of responsiveness. But the main thing is that we're working through things that never have really been worked through before in Fortnite. And so I'm trying to understand it and kind of be able to put together a manual on how these things should be set up or should be done for this game. Yo, 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 what's up, HCT16? Good to see you, homie. Hope you had an excellent day. We are going to have some fun as we work through this 250 to 8,000 hertz polling rate with HIDUSBF. And if anybody's ever had experience with doing overclocking, the only other way I know how to explain it is the movement feels wet. It feels like it has like all of this horsepower underneath it that's not being utilized until you just like flip it real fast. And my words are not adequate to describe what it really is, but I'm trying my best so that when I actually make a video on this, I can sound like I know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. So right now I am currently on 250 hertz. Okay, so we're starting off with 250 and then we're going to keep bumping it. How did I get so much wood? I don't remember farming that much. Bro. Man, I couldn't get out of that. I was trying so hard to get out of it. Okay. That was almost a good fight. That was well thought out, but I just made the wrong move in trying to go up. That was good. Bro, this is so sweaty. I just started. Come on. I just started. Do you see what's happening right now? I barely had a chance to do anything. Okay. But I do like my ability to wiggle out of those things. I just kept getting sandwiched. And I could only hold that position for so long. All right, here we go. What the heck kind of glitch is that where it shoots every bullet like a shotgun? You would think as much money as there is in this game, there would be less of that. That wouldn't even exist. I mean, how stupid is that? Even with the other AR, it's like that. So anytime I have an AR, it's going to sound like a shotgun now for the rest of the game. Good job. So right now we're at 250. Okay, so this is the default. This is like how it's set. And so essentially what it makes a difference in is, okay, so you see these slats right here? Imagine that each one of these slats is a position that the crosshair actually takes as I move it, right? Well, the higher the polling rate goes, the more slats there are that I can jump through to get to my spot. So that's basically what this does, is it gives me the ability to kind of position the crosshair easier in places that I wouldn't be able to. Plus, the button presses respond quicker. But the difference or the expense, the negative to it is that in some cases it's just a little too wiggly, right? And so that's why I made some adjustments to compensate for that. So I may have accidentally just like stumbled onto something good here, but we won't know till I keep working through it. Something tells me I'm into something good. Man, there's just too many people here just like waiting. I literally have no loot and everybody's just sitting here camping. These are probably other players that are trying to move up in rank. We love the all of you. Where lands are green and skies are blue. When all in all, but just like you. We love the all of you. I didn't even know the words to that song till yesterday. And then only way I was able to even figure out what that song was from Googling it. I knew there was somebody there. Okay, come on. Stop it. What? Even the SMG was a shotgun right there. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty much a clown right there. That was terrible. All right, so now let's jump to 1,000. I've tried 500 and I didn't like it. So we're going to go switch this up to 1,000 hertz. Okay, so now it's at 1,000 hertz. So now, theoretically, my movement should be 4 times cleaner because the polling rate is at 250 by default, right? So now I've overclocked it to 1,000. So I should have a little more room for adjustment. Bro, can you just get inside the trailer? Is that a good idea? Yeah, thank you. Like, I couldn't get inside it no matter what I did. But I think it's pretty cool you can actually sing a song to Google and it knows what you're talking about. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh, that was well played, man. Well played. Well played. That was all done with 0% aim assist. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Alright, so right now I'm currently on 1,000 hertz. Now I'm gonna bump it to 2,000 because it's still, I don't like the way where it's at right here currently. Let me kind of show you what I did so that you can understand a little better, and maybe it'll help me to understand better too what I'm actually doing. Okay, so what I changed to compensate for the looseness of increasing the pulling rate is I went from 0 to 1 on the minimum threshold. So when you have your minimum threshold at 0, it's like you get all of the initial gyro movement possible. When you increase it by 1-digit increments, it like closes the valve a little bit before it starts going full blast, is the only way I know how to describe it. It's like adding a little damper to your initial movement so that it's not so loose and wiggly. So that's why when you set it like this, it takes out wiggle. Like the higher you make your minimum threshold, it takes out wiggles and shakes, okay? And then I bumped my max threshold from 110 to 115, okay? So that changed the angle of how my cone of movement is working, so that now when I make my flips or I make my flicks, it gives me a wider angle to try and get them as they're going around me, okay? And then I loosened the tightening threshold and bumped the smoothing threshold. So those are some things that I did to try and compensate for that increase in the pulling rate. So now I'm going to go to 2,000. Okay, so now I'm at 2,000. So that should mean now I am almost 10 times cleaner in movement than I was at default, because I went from 250 to 2,000 hertz. I need a better shotgun. Okay, let's go with that for now. That's good. Let's go with that. All right, now we can do some fighting. Oh! Okay. Probably if I would have ran to the other side, I would have been fine. I tried to shoot him again with my shotgun, but I didn't have enough time. I heard somebody. Come on, man. I was like, I know there's somebody in there. about some shield? That would be nice. Okay, that was good. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's try it again. Da, 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 da. When all in all, we're just like you. We love the all of you. See, at 2000, it feels like my edits and everything are so fluid. Like everything is more responsive. Some shield, man. What? Come on, get in here. What? I didn't get his mats. Oh, that was the wrong edit to make. I should have edited the other one closest to me. What did I land on top of that made me do that? That was kind of a weird glitch. I've been having trouble jumping through those these mid-level things sometimes. Okay, it's revenge. That's revenge for what you did to my brother. Alright, what are you doing? Good thing I put that there, bro. That was like future... That was like the future colony right there. Oh! Come on, man. Hey, what's up, Go Dogs? So... Which teams are that? Which teams are those? Good to see you, homie. Hope you had a great day. So I like my level of control almost at 2000, but it could stand to be a little better. So we're on 2000 hertz right now, testing to see if that responsiveness is good or if it needs to be slower or faster or better. Something. Eagles and the Cowboys, okay. Yeah, my team's the Cowboys. Always has been. Perfectly played, man. Perfectly played. I love it. 0% aim assist. Let's go. That's the power of gyro right there. Bro, that took some work, though. That should have been much easier to accomplish. So I think I need to make the polling rate higher. Because it was just a little... Like, I had to really, like, push the buttons properly. What? Good thing that explosive thing didn't hit me. I would have been so mad. Bro. Oh, dang it, man. I used all my mats right there. Okay, so let's try 4,000. Let's try 4,000 now. Okay, so we're going to recalibrate this. Go to 4,000. Yeah, well, it's only game 2, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I've seen them do some really good stuff only to just destroy themselves in the playoffs. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that maybe this time it's it. We've gotten close, but not close enough. Okay, so this feels much better at 4,000. And I want to say, just for my preliminary testing earlier today, that 4,000 seems to be a sweet spot. Hey, what's up, Bassmaster Burton Fishing? Good to see you. And if Lily is with you, what's up to her also? Hope you guys had a great weekend, man. So, to recap, 250 hertz is the default, and every match I've been bumping it higher to see how much more responsive it really needs to be than 250 hertz, if it's even necessary, if there's a benefit to overclocking your controller beyond the default. And I would say the answer is yes if you want to try and achieve a certain kind of movement that 250 can't give you. Are you kidding me? That guy should have been dead, man. That guy should have been dead. But I played it wrong. That's why he's not dead. Okay, what am I doing here? Bro, I don't even know who is where. This is the craziest sequence I've ever been a part of. Like, I didn't even know where anybody was right there. I just was literally running around hoping that I didn't die. How am I still alive right now, bro? I don't understand what is even happening. Bro. This is the craziest sequence. What is even happening right now? Okay, so I finally messed myself up. Okay. So I think the problem there, if I'm going to be at 4,000, I might have to change my trigger release timing because it feels like it's a little too fast on the release. Because it's pulling faster, right? Let's try it again. So I'm going to go to 12%. Let's see if that changes it. Because some of those edits I was making were just, my buttons were pushing just a little faster than I was expecting to because the polling rate's higher. So I need to get the timing right. But for a minute, I almost thought I was going to clutch out of that. That was going to be some crazy stuff right there if I could have done that. That would have been great. Okay, so we're going to go one more match at 4,000, then we're going to bump it to 8,000. All right, here we go. See, I think I'm getting the timing down now for 4,000 hertz. So let's just keep it working. Let's just leave it like that. What? How how did I get damaged right there? If I pulled my shotgun out to finish, it's game over. Okay. All that looting just to die like that. That was so dumb. One day I'm gonna learn. Hey, what's up, Voodoo? Good to see you, man. So yeah, so I've made some discoveries with the polling rate today. So now I'm cycling through to see what is actually necessary or if it's actually going to be beneficial. Because if you've ever overclocked anything on your computer, which I'm sure you have, the only way I know how to describe the way that it works when you overclock the polling rate is it's almost as if like when you overclock your CPU and or even your GPU and the graphics and everything look wetter. That's kind of like what this feels like, even though it's not making the graphics wetter. It's like my movement feels wetter. Like there's a slickness to it because of it being overclocked that makes it sometimes a little too slippery. So the lower the polling rate, the tighter it feels. Yeah, if I started with the shotgun, it would have been a different fight. But at the default 250, let's pretend this is the target right here. When I'm coming into my turn to get on the target at 250 hertz, you can feel a little tightness because of the polling rate. And then when you come in at 8,000 hertz, it feels like there's no tightness. It's just it's very responsive, right? But at the expense of feeling the tightness you want to feel coming into a shot. So what I've done to try and compensate for that is, let's see if this guy's coming over here. Okay, never mind. What I've done to try and compensate for that is I've bumped my minimum threshold from 0 to 1 to close off a little bit of the extra wiggles that I got at 0. Okay. And then I went from 110 to 115 on the max threshold so that I have a little more further swing as somebody's coming by. I can just swing it at a wider range at 115, okay? So that's what I've done to kind of compensate for the higher polling rate, because when I was testing it earlier, 4,000, 8,000, and 1,000 seem to be sweet spots for me. So right now I'm currently on 4,000. And what it's done, I haven't really been able to demonstrate it yet, but I will hopefully here soon. What it's done is when I'm in those close range situations, it's like it's holding the screen steadier for me so that I can see better what's happening. And it feels like I don't have to wiggle as hard to get to where I need to be. I can just go like this and then make my shots. So that's kind of what I'm cycling through to see if it's even something that's necessary or if it's a benefit or what. Yeah, it's probably same concept, right? The best way I know how to describe it also is like these lines in the tile floor here. Let's say that this is 250. Each line that the crosshair jumps to is 250 hertz polling rate, right? But when I bump it to 1,000, it's like I'm adding extra lines that I can get the crosshair to line up on. That's what it feels like to me, is that I've got extra grid lines that I can snap to, which is why it feels looser in my movement when I get to a higher polling rate. So again, I'm just working through this to see if there's any benefit, and I may have discovered something accidentally by doing this in terms of changing the angle of my swing from 110 to 115. Because now it feels pretty much like the angle of my swing is so much better. We love the all of you. That guy just did the Raider Peace Control map on my face, basically, right there. He said, "Oh yeah, I've seen this one before." You just go, boom, boom, boom. All right, so now let's go 8,000 hertz. So that was at 4,000. Now we're gonna go 8,000. And I figured out that you don't have to keep unplugging the controller to switch it. You can just hit install service and then restart on the HIDUSBF program. After you select the polling rate, you just hit install service and then hit restart, and then that's the same thing as basically unplugging your controller and then plugging it back in. So now we're going to be at 8,000 hertz. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, man. Well, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, see, right now at 8,000, it feels like literally everywhere I put it, it just goes. Like it has more lines that I can snap to. The problem is that it's harder to hold it on one of those lines. So even though I have more lines to snap to and it feels more responsive, it feels a little bit harder to like keep it in one place. So it's like the catch-22. Do you want it to snap into more spots to hit different angles, or do you want to hold it straighter? 250 gives you the ability to hold it straighter. At the expense of responsiveness. But at 8,000, it feels like there's no skipping in any of my motion, especially with the gyro, like it's just moving so fluidly. Love the all of you. Where lands are green and skies are blue. When all in all we're just like you. We love the all of you. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to determine, is if it even benefits where I had it before, you know? Because I can't really tell 100% yet. I think the only thing, if it doesn't really affect how I should be moving this that much, that I gained from this experiment, is finding another angle on the max threshold that works really good. You see, I was able to just barely lean in right there. That was really, really clean movement, how I was able to just go just like this, so slowly, but it just went to the right spot. See, that was all done with 0% aim assist. Just gyro, just boost, and now I'm pulling the controller at 8,000 hertz. But that was a pure gyro shotgun shot right there, where I was ADS'd in, and I just went like that with the gyro to finish it. We love the all of you. Where lands are green and skies are blue. Oh, I just needed to go just a little bit to the left, man. I had that. There we go. Finally. Oh, what a play. What a play. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do, is figure out if it's even going to help or be a benefit to me at all, or if I should just leave it on default, right? But it is an interesting, different way to consider my movement, because it does give me so much more flexibility in terms of how I can make shots. Oh, I hit the tree instead of him. Come on. I forgot that was my wall. Bro, do you see how I'm able to just swing into these shots at 8,000 hertz? It's crazy to me. What? No way. I should have had that guy. Okay, so I played it well up until that spot. I don't know. I should have switched it right back to my shotgun. That's what the problem was. Okay, so that fell apart really fast after that. All right, let's go again. Okay, so this match and my first or second match are probably the best. I think it was at 250 hertz on that match, and then 8,000 now for this one. So let's cycle through again. Let's go. So now I'm going to go to the default. So we're going to 250. Yeah, so it feels like I have less like grid lines to snap to, but I kind of like the tightness that I feel right before I get to my shot. That's the difference, is that I feel more tightness at 250 hertz than I do at 1,000, 4,000, and 8,000. Yo, what's up, Brody Crowther? Good to see you, man. Almost forgot your name for a second because of the Go Hunt. It's the wrong play. I should have stayed where I was at. I didn't have enough mats, and I panicked. And I let that guy place 2 cones under my feet. Okay. All right, let's try 250 again. That was a terrible test right there. So I think if, and I'll know after this next round of cycling through the polling rates, my theory is that if I go with a higher polling rate, that I need to compensate for it with minimum maximum threshold / advanced gyro filter adjustments to compensate for the extra movement that is there. So it gives you extra spots to hit in your crosshair placement, but my theory is that you can get those under control and hold it better using the filters and using minimum and maximum threshold adjustments. Because I'm pretty dang close right now at 115 and with where I have my filters set right now. It's so close to just being completely, like, I can hit every single angle instead of just like most of them. Plus, I love how straight I'm able to hold it on somebody when I'm in close range. Come on. Kidding me? There we go. Finally. Oh, this guy's trying to sneak on me. That was a pure gyro shotgun shot right there, too. I just leaned in and nailed it. That was pretty good. I'll take that. So I'm on 250 right now, okay? Let's keep that in mind. This is just default. Oh, what perfect timing to steal that kill. Dang it. I screwed up my shotgun shot on that. Okay, so that's not good. Oh, I almost timed that perfectly. Okay. All right, so now, before I bump it higher on the polling rate, I'm going to try something here. Let's go 38.5 on the tightening. Yeah, no, that's not definitely not it. Alright, so let's go. Let's go 4.4. Oh! Okay, I almost did that right. Almost did that right. That's where I heard that chest coming from. I was like, where's that chest at? Okay, that was clean. I'll take that. This guy is super scared right now. Oh, I can't believe I just did that, man. That was great. This was all on 250 hertz, which is the default. 0% aim assist. Let's go. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie. I will definitely take that. Oh, come on, man. Jake Braun James. Get out of here, man. I should have had that. So I wonder what it's going to be like when I go to 8,000 hertz or bump it up, essentially. Oh, I ran out of mats. Okay. Let's try it again, but now I'm going to bump it to 1,000. Chamacon. Chamacon. I got killed by Chamacon. Okay. That was really clean in terms of how I was able to just lean in and hit that shot. So even though it blanked, I saw it actually hit. Okay, this might be promising here at 1,000. Let's see how it goes. So the major adjustment that I just did just now is I went from 4.3 to 4.4. I was on 4.2 for the longest, but then I bumped it with the pulling rate going higher. Chamacon. Chamacon. Oh, thanks a lot. Ooh, scary, scary, scary. That was probably one of the cleanest moves I've ever made, where it just went straight to where I was trying to go with no delay. That was great. I'll take that all day long. All day, all night. All night long. Perfectly played, man. Perfectly played. Wow. Incredible stuff. Oh, come on. That was the wrong edit to make. I should have flipped it the other way. Come on, man. Or I should have faked that one and then did a different one. Okay. That was almost really good. Come on. I didn't flip it fast enough. Okay. Wrong plane. So we're on 1000 hertz, made a couple adjustments to the filters, and we may have found magic in a bottle right here. Let's just cross our fingers. Oh my gosh, what a play. Oh, bro, that was so good. I'm going to leave it right here at 1000. Actually, you know what? Let's go to 2000. Let's just see if it improves. Because it improved greatly from 250. Going to 1000 where I have this at now. So let's go to 2000. Let's just keep cycling it. That was so perfectly timed, only to get third-partied at the perfect time. Perfect timing for my kill, and then perfect timing for my death, basically. That's what all happened at the same time. Spectate me 2134. All right, here we go. And because there were 2,133 of them already, that's why. All right, I feel even more movement, but is it going to help? That's the question. Let's see if it translates. Okay, so it's like I can be even more precise if I move it correctly. So that's another thing too, is that there's a different, just a little subtle different variation in how you should move it to, it's like you have to move it a little less aggressively the higher the polling rate is, because it doesn't take as much to move it at a higher polling rate. So the benefit to that is that maybe I can play more chill and still get some crazy movement out of it. Because ultimately that's what I want, is I just want to be able to just not feel like I'm having a heart attack trying to make some of these moves. I just want to be chill. Bro, I almost clutched out of that if I would have maybe had a little bit more materials right there. I got into that fight too soon. Get in here. See, I've been having trouble doing that lately. I don't know why. It's so aggravating when it doesn't go. Bro. Oh, come on, man. Do you see what I'm talking about, Voodoo? There's just another level that's happening here. And it really just boils down to, like, what do you want it to do? You know, because I was good at leaving it on the default because I had no other way of knowing that you could overclock it till you said something about it, right? But now I'm really trying to consider if I need to even do it. You know, because each of the polling rates has like its own advantage and disadvantage. And you just kind of have to decide which way you want to play it, you know? Yeah, so I think I might have hit a sweet spot by accident on trying to compensate for the difference in polling rate with my settings. What a clutch, man. What a clutch. See, especially when I get it on their body like that, that's kind of the benefit of it being on the higher polling rate, is that I could see the other player clearer, even though I don't think it should have anything to do with the polling rate. I think the reason why it makes it clearer is because I'm able to snap it to more grid lines. So you're not seeing as much of the motion blur, basically, is what the only way I know how to describe it. I don't really know what's happening there other than what I can try and describe. But it seems as if when I get it snapped into one spot, I can just make the ever so small adjustment with the gyro to keep it with the target. So instead of it looking like this, it looks more like this in close range, essentially. Because it's got more grid lines to snap to, for the lack of better terminology. Ooh. Where's this guy at? Oh, I walked into his wall. That was my bad. Okay. All right, so let's go 4,000. Yep, I am dead. You are correct. Good to see you, Damien San. First time having you here in chat. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Your support would be amazing. So what we're trying to do here is find the correct overclocked pull rate on my PS5 controller, because the default is 250 and I'm cycling through 250, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, and 8,000 hertz. So we may be onto something in either case, because setting it up like this has opened up a new way of thinking in terms of how I should be moving the gyro. Yeah, it was, you know, in these lobbies, if I make one mistake, I suffer greatly for it, you know. So my goal is to try and find the best gyro settings to fight against these guys. Do this with 0% aim assist and make history by trying to do something that's never been done before. And just make content that just looks insanely easy and crazy at the same time without using aim assist. See, like me flipping it on this guy, I have the polling rate right now at 4,000 hertz, and it feels like when I make these movements, the actual opponent looks clearer, because my movement has more grid lines to snap to. So 1,000 for mouse and keyboard, yes, but for controller, it's always been 250. So at least for PS5 controllers. So now that we have the ability to actually overclock it and get it to 1,000, I'm trying to decide whether or not it's actually... Yeah, well, I want to be able to say that I've done everything I've done here on skill and not because the computer cheated for me, right? Because that's the excuse that people will make with aim assist, is that, oh, it's cheating because you're using the computer to help you. While my opinion is that aim assist is good, and I have zero problem with it, I want to be able to demonstrate that I can do what I'm doing on a PS5 controller using gyro with no aim assist, and that it's all skill, it's just in my hands. So that's the reason why I'm doing everything like I'm doing it. Because I want it to be undeniable that it's my skill that's causing everything to be this way. Okay, he got away. I don't have enough mobility. But the ability to overclock your controller with a PS5 controller in Fortnite hasn't been a reality until recently, apparently. So I'm just now trying it. And trying to decide whether or not it's actually something that I should concern myself with or use it. Or not use it, I mean. I'm out of mats. Oh, come on, man. I just timed it wrong and I didn't have enough mats. That was almost good. That was almost good. Yeah, so that's a noticeable ability difference. Is I'm on 4,000 hertz, but I can, in close range, just make them look completely flat without any blur. Because my movement is cleaner. Oh, okay, hey man, thank you so much. It's good seeing you. Hope to see you again, homie. Have a good night. I hit that shot. I hit that shot. I can't believe that, bro. Oh my gosh. That was incredible movement, bro. Incredible stuff. Wow. That's thanks to 4,000 hertz right there. To be able to move it that clean to his face, that was literally all 4,000 hertz right there. Oh, I thought that was a person. I was about to snipe the heck out of that fence. Like, I literally was going to destroy that fence with my sniper. I thought it was a person. I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping. Oh! That was almost incredible, bro. Just the fact that I was able to move it like that. That was incredible movement. I wonder what it's going to be at 8,000. Like I said, I think 4,000 is going to be my sweet spot. Because I really like how smooth it is right here in this area. But that was really cool how I was able to just go just like that to get it right on his face at the end. I almost did that. If I would have switched to my shotgun just a split second faster, he would have been dead. Yeah. It's like it gives me the ability to just move between gyro and stick almost independently. Oh, I almost clutched out of that. Okay. All right. Let's do this again. Let's go to 8,000. Okay, so we're on 8,000 now. All right, here we go. Elvis Skywalker. That's who I got killed by. I got killed by Elvis Skywalker. All right, so now we're on 8,000. Yeah, it feels like it's even cleaner. So I think that's what it is that I can see the target even more clear at 8,000 hertz because my crosshair movement isn't skipping pixels to get to where it needs to go. So that's the difference. Is like you get a clearer picture of what you're shooting just because your movement is more fluid. Because on 250 hertz, I can make this movement, but it's more blurry right there. That's the difference. And I don't know what the actual explanation is for it, but I'm just trying to describe to you what I am observing and the best words I know how to use. Because I'm a mad scientist. That's what I do. I need shield, like so bad. Oh my gosh. What a play, man. What a play. That was incredible stuff, bro. Incredible stuff. Bro. I don't know if you could see how clean it looked when I was lining it up on his face, or I was trying to, but that was almost perfect. That was almost perfect. It's like I can see their body much cleaner. So that may be worth it all by itself, and that I just make the adjustments necessary to the filters and the minimum and maximum threshold to compensate for the extra movement you get. Because that is a noticeable difference in terms of how clean the opponent looks when you're trying to move fast in close range, which is very crucial and very key to making clutch plays. I just timed it wrong right there. I had him pieced, and I made the wrong play. Okay. Yeah, it takes a minute to kind of figure out what hurts is going to kind of be to your advantage. And man, it's such a hard thing to explain. That's why I'm forcing myself to try and talk about it. Only way I know how to say it is it's really as if you can keep a straighter image because you're able to move everything more in small detail. So because you're not skipping pixels, you're not getting blur in those fast-paced close range engagements. So the blur is not coming from the graphics, it's coming from the movement that you're creating, and that's what's kind of like an eye-opening revelation to me in terms of like what is actually happening right here. At 250, which is the default, when you make those fast close range engagements, it looks more blurry, which is harder to tell, which makes it harder to tell exactly where you need to go sometimes, which is why mouse and keyboard movement right there in close range is superior, because you can hold it flat easier and then still make an edit real fast, versus skipping pixels because of the polling rate and getting a ton of blur. Interesting stuff to consider. In my mind, the more that I'm using it, I think it's worth it if I am correct in my theory that it's actually making the picture cleaner and straighter in close range. Because I will sacrifice the wiggles and use more filters and use more minimum and maximum threshold adjustments to compensate for it. But just being able to keep it this clean looking in close range, it feels like it's unheard of because I have never seen it this clean in close range. It usually looks more blurry to me. But that has to be the reason, is because it's not skipping pixels. I can make such a tiny adjustment and it registers. Okay, I see what I should be doing too. I need to... The higher the pulling rate, the less movement I actually need to use because it's moving quicker. So I'm going to try to move slower now and see if it goes to my advantage. Like on purpose, I'm going to play like as chill as I possibly can. No, let's just stay like this. Bro. I should have not ADS'd in right there. I should have just hip fired that. That little split second ADS is what screwed me on my timing for that. Oh my gosh, what a play, man. That was incredible tracking right there. Incredible stuff. I'm definitely onto something here. It's like it just went so clean to be able to track like that. Because I'm on 8,000 hertz. Let's just see if we can do some crazy stuff now. Come on. Now that I kind of understand what I need to be doing with my movement here, let's see if I can make it actually happen. Where is this guy at? He's got to be in this house here. Where did that guy even come from? I don't know how I missed him. I don't know how I missed him. But even when I flipped it back on him, the graphics on him were clean and not blurry. Because I'm used to seeing it blurry when I flip it in close range, you know, and that's a lot of the reason why I probably miss certain shots sometimes, is because I can't really see exactly where they're at because everything's moving so fast. But this is a pretty groundbreaking discovery in my opinion. Trying to understand how to make this work at a higher polling rate and what kind of adjustments are necessary to make it work. Because you definitely have to adjust it. You have to compensate for it in your settings to make it have the right movement. Because yesterday when I was trying it using the same settings, it just wasn't quite right because it was too wiggly. But now that I know what to adjust and how to adjust it, that's pretty impressive in my opinion. What a clutch, man. What a clutch. Oh my gosh! Wow. 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 That was literally just all instinct right there, taking over and just destroying his face. That's what that was. At 8,000 hertz, all of it in your face, homie. All 8,000 hertz. Right there. Power of gyro. I don't know why I shockwaved that way. I confused myself. Oh my gosh! Incredible stuff, bro. Incredible stuff. Do you see what I just did there and how cleanly I did it? It was like it was nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I think the reason he let me heal is because I scared the crap out of him by how I was moving. See, I think that's another aspect of fighting that I haven't really seriously considered, is that if I can just look like I know what I'm doing, I can just freak him out into making a mistake. Because I honestly didn't know what I was doing right there. I was just flipping through all the edits and just trying to get an angle. And I think because I was able to move so fluidly, I just made that guy crap his pants. Is pretty much how that happened. So let's see if we can keep doing it, because that was crazy good for 0 aim assist. That's literally unheard of. 0% aim assist and you move like that on a controller. Oh wait, there's Japanese pros that are doing it already, but nobody knows about it because nobody's talking about it. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. Nobody is understanding what this can do, except the Japanese pros. The Japanese pros, bro, are just killing it with their concept of gyro, and nobody's discussing it. I'm using a variation of TZD Calf from Japan. The first gyro player to make it to FNCS and win some money in Fortnite. Oh, I flicked it too hard, man. Come on. That was my snipe to have. Oh, come on, man. All right, so let's do this again. Let's stay at 8,000. We're onto something here. So, just in case you're just joining us, let me show you, okay? These are my controller settings with boost, using ramp times and everything, which is something that you never hear about either. How to use ramp time, all of that. 0% aim assist. And one thing I just did tonight that I think has helped this, and I'll play with this a little bit more, it might need to be a little slower, is I sped up the right trigger release because it felt a little sluggish since the pulling rate is higher. Because I had it at 87 and it was working beautifully, right? So now let's bump this to another number that I've used. Let's bump this to 35. Oh my gosh. That feels incredible, bro. I may have just got the right timing all the way around. 8,000 hertz, 35% right trigger release. Oh, I almost lined that up perfectly. Okay, I don't have a shot. I don't have a shot. Alright, here we go. Bro, I don't know if it's a bug or allergies or what that keeps... Feels like something's crawling in my nose. It's nasty. I almost sniped the satellite dish because I thought it was a person. Okay, we both have the same idea. Okay, stop. I don't have enough mats to fight you. I don't have enough mats to fight you. I hit that. That was greatness. No! If I had my shotgun out instead of my AR, that fight was over. That was really good. Up until that spot I screwed up. Man, how bad did I screw that up? If I would have just had my shotgun out, it would have been done. Oh, that's what I forgot to use is drift snapping. Okay. I haven't been using it all night. Okay. Come on, man. I may have to change the timing on that too, because that felt a little off. Okay, that's how drift snapping is supposed to work, right? But it just took me a little longer than I needed to before it started to actually register my damage. Oh, come on. I couldn't fake them out. Okay. So I think the other aspect of this is going to be flipping this. Let's try 153.9.3. If I can get drift snapping to work with the right timing on this setup, it'll be the best setup I've ever had. So I don't know if you guys can see a difference, but I can. And I just have to figure out how to actually take advantage of that difference. I think I may have figured out a way just now with setting my gyro modifier button hold time and trackball decay to 153 and 9.3. Because now, see, I've had this number work pretty well on my previous settings, but it still wasn't quite right on the timing, right? But now that I've got 8,000 hertz polling rate and made those adjustments to my minimum and maximum threshold, maybe this is where it needs to be for drift snapping to be able to help me to just line it up as quickly as possible by spamming that button. Because when it's set right, what it gives me the ability to do is just spam that button like almost like L2 spam from back in the day, but there's no aim assist. And I can get the crosshair to just snap into the right spot by spamming it. Because it's already following my hand gestures as it is. And so by snapping it, I'm turning the gyro on and off multiple times to slow it down in its movement. That's what drift snapping is. Oh my gosh! No way. No way. That was probably one of the cleanest gyro plays I've ever done. This is all because of 8,000 hertz polling and the few adjustments I made to compensate for it polling that high. Like, I am literally in shock right now that I was able to just pull that move off and clutch out of it that quickly, that cleanly. Hey, what's up, Maniville Wolf? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so in case you missed it, I'm working through how to overclock a PS5 controller so that you can get more precision and movement out of it that is more in line with mouse and keyboard. I don't know if you can tell how clean my movement is now, but it's on fire. Oh, I'm out of mats. What? How did I run out of mats? Oh my gosh, what a clutch, man. What a clutch. Okay, I'll tell you here in just a minute, man. I'm just, like, impressing myself so hardcore that I was able to just finish that fight with no mats, 0 aim assist, just with an overclocked PS5 controller in my hands, using the power of gyro. That's it. And boost. No aim assist. 0% aim assist. For the record, I am not doing this with aim assist. This is all just pure programming and skill that you're witnessing right here. What? Oh, come on, man. I almost got out of that. So when I finish this match, I'll explain to you how to overclock. You have to have a PC. You can't do it on PS5. But if you have a PC, you can now overclock your PS5 controller and it will register in Fortnite. To my understanding, this is the first time it's been able to actually do this. I could be wrong, but I would have heard of it already. I would think. If you could do this already in Fortnite. Come on, John Cena. Oh! I don't know how I clutched out of that, bro. It has to be with the power of gyro. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. No! Oh my gosh, man. What incredible movement I was just doing right there. Incredible stuff. Okay, so let's go to the lobby. Let me show you how to do this if you want to do this if you have a PC. So let me turn on display capture so you could see what I'm talking about here. We'll go to YouTube. History. Okay, so you're going to go to this video here.
Stop playing with your fanny.
Let's get through. Okay, skip this. Okay, so this is the video. It's going to say how to overclock your controller on PC. Okay, so in this tutorial video, it's only 2 minutes long. You watch it, it will tell you how to overclock it. Okay, it gives you this program, and you see here where it says that my DualSense wireless controller is pulled at 8,000 hertz. So if I want to go back to 250, so I'm going to go back to 250 right now just to test it, right? 250 is the default. So once you get this set up, you want to have it on the rate that you want. Make sure filter device is on. You hit install service, and then you hit restart, and then it will see how the this number right here changed from 1 to 6. It'll change from like 3, 4, or 5. That's how you know that it's reset up, is when that number changes, and then you go back in and you play and you test it. So my theory is, and this is what I'm going to find out here in this match, is that at 250 hertz, which is the default, it's more blurry in those close range fights because it's skipping movement. It's skipping grid lines. It's skipping pixels. Whatever it is, to get from where you need to be, or where you are, to where you need to be. And so it causes more blur, versus when I was at 8,000, it felt like I could cleanly see everything, even when I was moving fast, because it wasn't skipping any grid lines. It wasn't skipping any pixels. Whatever the verbiage or terminology is, I don't know why it works like that, but that's my theory. And I'm about to find out right now, because I just put it back to default. And if it looks blurrier when I'm doing the same kind of movement, then I know for a certainty that having it at 8,000 hertz is like some type of magic screen holder, where it just holds my screen at the steadiness it needs to be, so that I can make the smallest adjustments quickly in close range. Because that's what close range is all about, is really fast, small movements. It's not so much about the big movement as much as it is a small movement. You need one big movement, but then, yeah, it's blurrier. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. It is blurrier right now. So when I make this movement here on 8,000 hertz, it looks pristine clean. At 250, it looks blurrier. So that is a game changer right there. That's enough incentive for me to switch this to 8,000 and then try to reset my min and max thresholds and my filters up to compensate for that. Oh, come on, man. Oh, it's because I have display capture on. Okay, sorry. I forgot to turn display capture off. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's because I left display capture on. It's my bad. Let me know if it's fixed now. It should be fixed now. Oh, come on. It's still the same? Try it now. I think it's fixed now. I'm monitoring it now and it looks like it's fixed. Okay, yeah, it's because I had display capture on and I forgot to turn it off. Sorry, guys. So I'm on 250 hertz right now, okay? And it's more difficult now for me to see as clear as I was when I was on 8,000 hertz, okay? So this by itself is game-changing because from my understanding, you could not do this before until recently, until this latest update or something. Is that right, Voodoo? You're going to have to let me know for sure because Voodoo's the one that put me onto this. And let me know what was going on with it. Because I never even would have thought about this until he suggested it. What is going on right there? Okay. So that was harder. So now I'm going to go back to 8,000. Let's recalibrate the gyro. Okay, so according to Voodoo, you were able to overclock in Fortnite before, but it was buggy using gyro. Okay. Okay. So that's interesting because this is the first I ever actually heard of overclocking. Like I've never heard of any pros like rate or anything doing any overclocking on it. So that's really interesting that it's not been utilized. As much, I guess. Or it's not as widespread. Yeah, see? Now, when I make this movement, it's so much cleaner in the way that the target looks. The target is much more clear. So if I leave it here at 8,000 and then just kind of base everything off of that, it's going to be hard to go back to 250. Interesting. Yeah, I never would have even thought to attempt that. Incredible stuff, man. It's night and day difference. Not even close. So this is probably one of the biggest discoveries I've made in terms of how to make this feel clean. Is you overclock it to 8,000 hertz, and you can see so clear in close range. It's not even funny. I'm almost out of mats now. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even expecting him to do that. Yeah, I never even would have considered it, bro. So thanks for turning me on to this, because this is game-changing all by itself. You see how I was able to just line that up right on his face with no problems? That's because of the 8,000 hertz. It's so clear on the picture that you can see exactly where you need to go. Okay. If I wouldn't have accidentally put my big pots in my shotgun slot, I probably would have won that fight. That's genius. It breaks and goes to the other side of the wall where you can't get to it. And you can get the ammo on the other side of the wall. Because that makes sense. Oh my gosh! What a gyro shotgun shot, man. Did you all just see that? That was incredible movement. It was so clean. I barely had to move anything. This is all with 0% aim assist. Watch out. Watch out. Oh. 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 My overlay's not working? Interesting. Maybe when I push restart, it changes it. Yeah, we're definitely doing some groundbreaking stuff tonight. To be able to move it that cleanly. I think we hit a record for a moment. We had 15 people watching. I think that's the most we've ever had. Because it was 13. So it happened right when everything started lagging, though. So that's probably why it all just dropped off, which is kind of weird. How it started, I forgot to turn the display capture off, and then 15 people started watching. That's all right. There's going to be a day where there's 1,000 people watching. It's just not that day today. Not the day yet. Hey, what's up, Noctis Jr.? Good to see you, man. So you played for 796 hours? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I have over 10,000 over the last 6 years, since 2019. I have no idea. You know, you take 3-4 hours at night, average for 6 years, and whatever that is, that's what I've got. Okay. So let's remember drift snapping. And let's just remember to move slower because I don't have to move as quick because my polling rate is at 8,000 versus 250. I don't need as big of a movement. Finally found some shield. We love the all of you. Where lands are green and skies are blue. Well, all in all, just like you. Oh, come on, that guy just straight worked me. I shouldn't have tried to go for the cone. I knew when I was going for the cone, I was like, this is a mistake. I should not have tried to go for the cone. What? Oh, hey, sweetie. I thought that I said hello, so my apologies. I love you. Oh my gosh. It's weird. Sometimes it doesn't register right away, and then I thought that I had said something. So, sorry if you thought that I was ignoring you. Because sometimes it happens all right away, and then other times, like, I'll see a message and I'm like, I don't remember that ever coming in. It's like it decides to update differently. Yep, that is the major difference there, is that when I make small movements, it stays clean on the picture. Incredible stuff. What? Oh my, I just walked straight into it. Bro, these last couple matches have just been terrible. Okay, let's actually try to get looted up. That's the problem, is I haven't been able to get looted up before I get nailed. I've tried it in OG, but not in Reload. I don't think you can do double pump in Reload. Do you see how I just did that so clean? Oh my gosh, man. That was incredible stuff. Oh, it's glitched right there. I forgot about that glitch. Oh, what a play, man. Oh, bro, I almost played that perfect, too. I just stayed in the wrong spot for too long. This is going to be so crazy. So crazy. Gonna get you back, homie. With the power of gyro. Yes! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Look at that. What a clutch. What a clutch. It makes such a difference, man, when you set it up right. This is great. This is great. I guess it depends on the map you're using. It gives you siphon sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, yeah, you can do that in regular Battle Royale. You're correct. You can use the revolver and the sentinel, and it's like a double pump. You are correct about that. Huh. I've never tried it before in Reload, so I might have to do that. So I need the Sentinel and Wrecker. I've never seen a Wrecker, though, in Reload, so that's the problem. I guess when they give you the exotics, maybe. Huh. I'll give it a try. I'll get 2 pumps and see. Oh, I almost got out of that. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. If I can just learn how to focus on taking a shot and then sprinting and then stopping. I confused him. I literally was able to see him be confused. Because I shot him and then I sprinted and he couldn't figure out where I was at for a second. All right, here we go. Let's make this the best match of the night. We love the all of you. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Wetlands are green and skies are blue. All right, here we go. There we go. Perfect combo. Let's get some crazy snipes, some crazy clips. Where did these people go? There was somebody that was in that building there. I don't know where they went to go loot afterwards. Well, here they are. Bro, I couldn't get over that with jump fatigue. Oh, man, I just mistimed that. I didn't see him come through. Nope, that was the wrong play. Man, that guy had impeccable timing. Impeccable timing. He deserves it. All right. Let's go one more match. Then I gotta go to bed. Okay, let's calibrate this real quick. Let's have the best match of the night. So pretty big discovery that you turn it to 8,000 hertz and it makes whatever you're targeting in front of you more clear than at 250. So it's a really good way to make close range movement easier with zero aim assist. Where'd this guy go? It didn't shoot. I just mistimed the pump. I tried to shoot it too fast. Bro. Hey, what's up, Mr. I? Good to see you, homie. So, we are doing some groundbreaking stuff tonight. Because I just figured out that if you overclock your controller to 8,000 hertz, it is the clearest picture you can get. What a clutch, man. So I'll explain in a second here after I'm not like trying to be killed actively. Okay, so basically what I figured out is at the suggestion of Voodoo, he said, hey, why don't you try this program called HIDUSBF, which allows you to overclock your controller to 1,000 hertz, because the default is 250 hertz. So I tried it yesterday, and I was like, maybe, you know, there's something here. I'll try it again some more. And what I discovered is that at 250 hertz, oh, come on. All right, so anyways, what I discovered is that there was a bug flying around in here. I knew I felt something. I discovered at 250 hertz, the picture looks blurrier when you're in close range. But when you're at 8,000 hertz, the picture is much cleaner because... Here, I'm going to go one more match. It's like every distraction in the world is trying to stop me from doing this right now. But I'm not going to let it distract me. I'm going to keep going. So, at 8,000 hertz, which is where I have it now, I had to make some adjustments to my gyro settings in terms of the minimum and maximum threshold. So I was at 0 and 110, but now that it's pulling at 8,000 hertz, that was a little too wiggly. So I adjusted it to compensate for the looseness of it. And then I also bumped my smoothing threshold from 4.2 to 4.4 and my tightening from 38.7 to 38.6. Everything else is the same. And so now when I'm in close range, because of those adjustments and because of the 8,000 hertz pulling rate, when I do stuff like this opponent that's in front of me doesn't look blurry anymore. It looks like it's crystal clear and clean. So I'm able to see easier what the next move is because I could see what he's doing so clear. Like I can just line things up so easily because it's like it's giving me extra grid lines to snap to. So that's what's new, man. Groundbreaking stuff. Thanks to Voodoo. And I've tested it multiple times and can verify at 250 hertz, it looks blurrier. You could still play the game that way and it feels good, but it's harder to see what you need to see in these clutch situations. Oh, what a play, man. That's the power of gyro right there. In a nutshell. In a nutshell. If you ever wanted to know what gyro is about, that's the clip to watch right there. I just literally just moved my hand right over to his body and to his face. I'll take that. You see, that was so easy for me to do because I could see so clear, man. Oh, I can't believe that I'm doing this right now. This is crazy to me. I feel like I'm literally insane. Like I'm losing my mind or something. I can't believe that I'm able to move like this. I'm literally insane. Oh! I accidentally... I thought that I had the tack still. I had the gold pump. Bro, I was trying to use that gold pump like a tack. That was so dumb. I almost played that right. Bro, I almost had that guy. He would have had no idea I was coming in from the top either. Do you see? Oh my gosh. Do you see how I was able to track that? That was incredible tracking right there. Once I get the hang of this at 8,000 hertz, watch out. Oh my gosh. Bro. That was incredible, bro. Incredible. Give me that loot. Give me that loot. Yes, I finally did that right. I finally did that right. Oh! No way. No way. Incredible movement, man. Did you see that flick? That was 8,000 hertz gyro flicking. Wow. That was incredible. Yeah, that was probably a history-making shot right there because that was incredible stuff on 8,000 hertz. Oh my gosh, man. Bro. I'm trying to just stay alive right now. Oh, come on, man. Okay. I gotta go one more time. That was just too good. That was just too good. One more time. Sweet, we hit 240. Unbelievable stuff, man. We hit 240. We hit 240. All right, here we go. Okay, this one is the last match for real. I'm going again purely because the last match was so addictively good that I have to try and recreate that movement again. I've never been able to move like I did this last match. And this is all being done with 0% aim assist using gyro and boost. That's it. Okay, so let me show you my settings. These are my gyro settings. These are my stick settings. 0% aim assist. Let's go. I should have tried a drift snap right there. Where's he at? He's hiding in here somewhere. There he is. Oh, dang it. I just timed it wrong, bro. Come on. Oh well. Let's see if I can clutch up. Let's see if I can clutch up. Okay, I just got straight worked. Alright, so I gotta go to bed. This was good, groundbreaking stuff tonight. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.